that you and the House could move to impeach President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. And the week was pretty extreme. You may have heard that Republicans are going to do their constitutional duty and nominate a judge to fill a vacancy on the Supreme Court following the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. While anger, panic, insanity filled the airwaves, CNN's Don Lemon feels this could all lead to a need to blow up the system and abolish the Electoral College.
Everybody sticks
We're
with
going to have to blow up the entire system. And you know what we're going to have to do?
No, I don't know.
You know what we're going to? Yes,
Yeah.
what you have to do?
You just got to vote.
Honestly, from what your closing argument is, you're going to have to get rid of the Electoral College.
Whatever it takes to stop Republicans, right? I mean, ABC's former Clinton spokesman, anchor George Stephanopoulos gave his recommendations, and it's impeachment.
That you and the House could move to impeach President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination.
Impeached for what? Well, what the heck, it doesn't matter. On MSNBC, they try to scare off Republicans by calling the move a political disaster and a suicide mission.
And we begin the hour with some breaking news that could, honestly, destroy the Senate as we know it. With just 42 days before the election, Republicans are more confident than ever that they have the votes to fill Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat on the Supreme Court. If this vote proceeds, the unintended consequences could echo through American politics for generations. This looks like a political suicide mission for more than one Republican. That to go down this road, basically sight unseen. They'll support any nominee, sight unseen. They're going to go down this.
And if that wasn't extreme enough, the HuffPo is promoting Satanism as the way to come to grips with a possible new conservative justice. And that headline is real. I am not making that up. I ask what the hell is wrong with them, but clearly hell is what's wrong with them. So after all this anger and disappointment and Satanism, by midweek, the media finally began accepting the situation and depression set in as they realized the Constitution generally trumps a person's dying wish.
The president's already made it clear that he's not going to respect the fervent wish, in the words of Ruth Bader Ginsburg herself, that it would be the next president who would ultimately determine who would replace her on the court.
Democrats realizing they have no mechanism to stop the nomination of and confirmation of another replacement Supreme Court justice.
They really don't have very many options, Lester, and I get the sense that there is a sense of sadness in some ways that's settled.
President Trump making it clear he wants this seat filled before Election Day. Democrats here effectively powerless to stop this.
And this is really funny because when Obama was president in 2016, the media just wanted to have that Senate get going on a nomination process during an election year.
Article 2 of the Constitution makes clear the president nominates, the Senate advises and consents. It doesn't say except not in an election year.
It would be rare for the Senate to turn the president down in an election year.
17 presidents, including 5 in the 20th century, successfully put justices on the court during an election year.
6 Supreme Court justices have been confirmed in presidential election years.
The Senate voted on 7 Supreme Court nominees during election years.
And a critical seat on the Supreme Court for now held hostage to presidential campaign politics.
Refusing to hold a hearing on a Supreme Court nominee takes the GOP's congressional dysfunction to new lows.
Just hold the hearing. Seriously, just hold the hearing.
These people were elected and they're paid by United States Treasury to do their job, and now they're saying we're not going to do our job. The U.S. Senate should do their job. They show up day in and day out and they get a paycheck. They should do their job and vote it up or down.
Don't you wonder why things were so different then? Not really. The week got harder for the leftist lackeys as they had to cover their beloved peaceful riots that broke out in several cities this week. And despite the smashed property, the raging fires, and gunshot policemen, they assured everyone how peaceful it all was.
2 Louisville police officers were shot following a mostly peaceful day of protest.
Protests coast to coast, mostly peaceful.
Now the shootings marred what had been a largely peaceful demonstration of outrage in a city where a state of emergency had been declared in advance.
Protests taking over streets in major cities from coast to coast, mostly peaceful, but in Breonna's hometown, some pockets of violence erupting in Louisville.
You know, it's just shootings in some pockets of violence. I mean, it sounds pretty peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
CNN did the best bias coverage, though.
In just the last few moments, now the protesters have started going down this way in response. It's unclear what prompted this police response. Until now, I'm not going to say it's been peaceful, but it hasn't quite been violent.
Not peaceful, but not quite violent. What does that mean exactly?
Scores of them have been marching through some of the nicer parts of D.C., through neighborhoods where there are restaurants and bars and apartments, chanting all sorts of things, anti-gentrification slogans, anti-police slogans. Some have been banging on street signs with batons and bats. Fireworks have been fired off. We've seen graffiti sprayed.
That report brought to you fittingly by ADT Security. Give them a call and let them know about the unique way that they're drumming up business. And the drumbeat of leftist media insanity certainly continued this week. It is now tinfoil hat time. Let's tune in to Morning Joe on Wednesday of this week, where Joe's mind fills with hate and the same word gets repeated 19 times during the opening segment. Let's see if you can guess what the word is.
Fascist comments and fascists too. I mean, fascism is a practice of fascist. Is fascism. 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 Now, get fascist leaders have done.
Of fascism to exist sexist, xenophobic, autocratic, and fascistic. Trump's a fascist.
Behavior of someone like a fascist or
pure fascist rhetoric and nearly fascist language. Fascists.
Now that you're starting talking about fascism, I'm going to
talking the way fascists talk. Just autocratic fascist instincts. And like this, who continues to use fascist language.
Did you guess the word? Well, call Fidelity Investments, who sponsored that segment, and let them guess how you feel about their support. I'm Eric Shiner. I'm out of time. If you want to broadcast truth and fight liberal lies, grab some merch from mrc-store.com. Please check out the great stories and videos from mrctv.org. Like, share, and subscribe to these videos on social media, and I'll be back with some more liberal media insanity next week.